14th ranked Texas playing some of its best basketball of late, seeking a 4th straight win, taking on a West Virginia team trying to end a 4-game losing skid.
West Virginia to start this game.
D. Gaston, the sophomore, comes away with the floater. Texas, a team coming off a victory over Iowa State that made some noise.
Iowa State. And this is tough for a freshman point guard. She scores a lot for them, but she also gets up and presses, which is what they do throughout the game.
And the steal going coast to coast is Holly. That is what Texas does best, forcing turnovers.
For West Virginia, if Texas is going to force turnovers, West Virginia has to take care of the basketball. That's rule number 1 for the Mountaineers. And they have to get consistent offensive production. They're doing that so far.
Martinez showing off her range, her 13th made 3 of the season, and one of the biggest surprises this year in the Big 12. Martinez fighting her way through off glass and in. Great job there by Esmeri Martinez, the junior forward.
And her blocking ability at just 6'1", 4th all time in West Virginia history in blocks.
Wells, who is number 1. Martinez with the left hand off glass and in, and Martinez with 9 points on 4 of 7 shooting.
Samuel had a good practice yesterday. She stood out to me the way she was running the floor and getting out in transition, and that is showing up today. And meeting the ball as it's rising. Whew, what a great shot blocker.
That was the 4th block by West Virginia as Joanne Allen Taylor, the Houston native, gets on the board.
They've played teams who play 4 guards. She's just so good at all different positions on the floor defensively. And I think for West Virginia is really the big difference without Nyblack right now.
Miss Gray wraps up the loose rebound. Smith, great feed ahead to Samuel, finishes with the layup. Matharu with a double team has to give it off to Gaston with the right hand finish. Allen Taylor trying to step up, senior versus senior against Smith. Ejiofor, who's been a solid bright spot off the bench for West Virginia, knocks down the short jumper.
The tie. Very few coaches are still dressing up, but Vic Schaefer is old school. He's going to keep doing what he's been doing his whole career. To get some points at this point on nearly every possession and then get some stops. And how about that?
Perhaps the bank is open for Madison Smith, who goes long with the 3. It said, listen, if we lose this game, who cares what we did recently? Doesn't even matter. Backdoor cut. Smith finding an open J.J. Quinterly. And an answer for West Virginia that stops a 7-0 run by Texas.
Rory Harmon's hands. You just don't have enough time left. They did that without the trap, to their credit.
2-on-1, Quinterly to Samuel. West Virginia not out of it just yet. And a timeout taken by Mike Carey in West Virginia. He hasn't fouled yet. A lot of time off the clock.
I am a little surprised, but Texas also has shot free throws so well.
And how about Matharu, who beats the shot clock with the basket and the foul. But too little, too late for West Virginia, who gave up a really good fight today to a 14th ranked Texas team as Mike Carey and Vic Schaefer exchange pleasantries. But what a game by Texas.